Good morning. My name is Christine Odell, and here at Freedom, we are on a series on thankfulness. And this week's topic is efficient thankfulness, which I have to be honest with you, I struggled because I don't think those two words are compatible. I can remember when I was first saved, I was the one that would run down to the altar anytime there was an altar call, just in tears, but really out of thankfulness to God for all he had done in my life. And I wanted to respond to him. I didn't want to get to this place where I didn't have a responsive heart to God. And, I was highly emotive, and so everything was outward and expressive. And I can remember people that I love very much telling me, that one day all of that will kind of fade, and that I will understand, that they love Jesus too, kind of thing, but they just don't express it like that. And I thought, well, I never thought you didn't love Jesus. This is who I am. This is what I do, and 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 so that kind of made me think sometimes. But do I understand that as you walk with the Lord, he brings a stability in your life? Yes. He makes your feet steady underneath you, and you learn to walk with him daily. Yes, I understand all of that. But at the same time, when I got this topic, I had to start thinking, oh, where am I in my thankfulness? Has my thankfulness just become efficient? Or am I really still internally, whether I emote it all the time, do I still have that kind of thankfulness that I had when I first came to the Lord? Let me read you the definition of efficiency, and then you'll understand what I'm saying here. Efficiency is the ability to avoid wasting materials, energy, efforts, money, and time in doing something or in producing a desired result. In a more general sense, it is the ability to do things well, successfully, and without waste. Without waste. In the book of Luke, we read of 10 lepers who Jesus healed. He healed all 10 of them, and yet one of them came back and thanked him. And I think it's a good picture. I think the 9 that didn't come back and yet did exactly what they were expected to do after their healing, I think that's a good picture of efficient thankfulness. Let me read this to you. Now, on his way to Jerusalem, Jesus traveled along the border between Samaria and Galilee. And as he was going into a village, 10 men who had leprosy met him. They stood at a distance and called out in a loud voice, "Jesus, Master, have pity on us." When he saw them, he said, "Go, show yourselves to the priest." And as they went, they were cleansed. One of them, when he saw he was healed, came back, praising God in a loud voice. He threw himself at Jesus' feet and thanked him. And he was a Samaritan. Jesus asked, "Were not all 10 cleansed? Where are the other 9? Has no one returned to give praise to God except this foreigner?" Then he said to him, "Rise and go. Your faith has made you well." Now, notice they did exactly what they were supposed to do, and what tradition said that a leper should do when he was healed. You go to the priest and you show yourself, and you tell, the priest has to declare that you're clean. Well, the one comes back, and notice where he is. He's at the feet. He throws himself at the feet of Jesus. And the word that is used here in this passage for this man's thankfulness literally means properly acknowledging that God's grace works well. Well, how did he properly acknowledge it? He threw himself at his feet, right? It was this outward expressive thankfulness that was wasteful, maybe, in its expression. I can think of a few other people like that in the Bible. Obviously Mary, who anoints the Lord's feet with oil, and someone in the room says those words that is just wasteful. Why is she doing that? And yet Jesus says, yes, but she's what she's doing for me, and now her story will be told, throughout the ages, and we know about it today, right? when David, King David, comes in from a victory and he's expressing his thankfulness to the Lord with all of his might, his wife just feels like that's wasteful and undignified, right? And yet, David was a man after God's own heart. So this idea of efficient thankfulness, it really got me thinking, where am I? And let me ask you that question. Where are you, in your thankfulness? Have we just learned to be efficient in it? Or do we really understand that we can have that thankfulness internally, and we should have that kind of thankfulness that remembers all of the beautiful things that God has done for us, not only in the past, but the things that he's promised us in the future. And we can rest assured that he is who he says he is. And the thankfulness that we can display is a testimony for others. So let me pray with you. Father, I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you that I get to walk with you every day, and that you have made a way for all of us to walk with you every day. And that wherever we need to be cleansed, that is just not too hard for you. Whatever promises we need to stand upon, that is not too hard for you. Whatever needs to take place for you to make us mature sons and daughters, none of that is too hard for you. So we just come to you thanking you, thanking you, thanking you for who you are, and that you have reached us here in our circumstances and pulled us under yourself. Blessings.